Hi, I'm Sally Thibault and welcome to the Stronger, Leaner, Lighter show. Today I'm going to share the story actually of our 48-hour fast. What happened and what I've realized, it's not about the food and the surprising, unexpected benefits. You know, we did something really strange on the weekend, actually. We actually went on a 48-hour fast. Wasn't planned. I literally till 2 or 3 days before. And the show I was actually going to do today is not this show. But something happened during that fast time that I wanted to share with you, and to share with you the incredible benefits, the challenges, and why I figured out that fasting has got nothing to do with food. But I'm going to get onto that in the show. So as you pop on today, say hi. Let me know where you are, how you're doing. Last Wednesday in February. Isn't that incredible? Monday is the 1st of March. Can you believe that? It's like the slowest, fastest year ever. Just, you never know when you wake up what's going to happen next, do you really? What's breaking news today? I'm just really excited to share this with you. As I said, this was not planned. I only decided to do this show yesterday. Put on the shelf the show that I'm going to do for next week, and I'll bring that to you next week. But I really wanted to talk about this and share our story because there were so many things I learned on the weekend and about myself and about the whole process and why you do it. And you know, in the Stronger, Leaner, Lighter methodology, the principle number 2 that I talk about is fast intermittently. Now, I've been fasting intermittently now probably 2 years. When I want to just do a bit of disclaimer here. When I very first came across fasting, I was not having a bar of it. I just thought, to me, it sounded like another form of restrictive dieting. I wasn't going to do it. And I resisted it for a long, long time. I thought, no. This is just another trend. This is just, another way to promote disordered eating. And so it took me a long time. The reason that I eventually decided to try it, and I started just with 2 days a week, intermittent fasting, was that I began to read so many health benefits. I began to read about the science and the health benefits around intermittent fasting. So I thought I'd give it a go. And it was funny, the very first time I ever did it, I was starving. The minute I said, I'm going to go on a fast, I was starving. Anyway, we got through that. And I did it for 2 days a week. And I actually began to feel the benefits. One, it just saved time, really. I do 16-8. So literally I go without breakfast. And I've never been a breakfast person anyway. Never liked breakfast. I ate it because I thought that's what you're supposed to do. The meal of the day, most important. Now I do it 5 times a week. It's just part of my process now. It's just what I do 5 times a week. I don't do it on Saturdays and Sundays. And really, like 16 hours is okay. But 48, and it was really weird how it happened. Now, my husband, Gerry, has been talking about doing a 48 fast for as long as I can remember. Mr. Skinny Pants. He's never gained an ounce in his whole entire life. Always been the same weight in the 40 years I've known him. I know, right? Really? No. Sometimes there is no God. It's not just I eat anything like it. The way he eats is different, and that was very much how I shifted to intuitive eating. And he was really on at me for a while about, let's do a 48-hour fast. I'm like, nope. I do the 16-8. Nope. Not doing that. Nope. It's not good for your hormones. Nope. Just no. But February has been the month of small taps and big smacks in my house. Let me know with a like or a heart if that's what's been going on for you the last 4 weeks. Whoa, are they coming thick and fast? And so lots of small taps through the first part of February. Actually, in January, I ended up being unwell. And you may remember that I went and had live blood analysis. recognized I was dealing with leaky gut, a few other issues. So I was on kind of a fast for like gluten, sugar, and we chose to be off alcohol for February, which has been actually surprisingly easy, which I still can't get my head around. But anyway, it has been. Only 4 days to go though. But then, of course, I don't know if you know, then 2 weeks ago I fell out walking, went to pass somebody who was too slow. We talk about the universe sending you messages, right? Walking past somebody that was too slow, and I fell, stepped off the footpath onto what I thought was the nature strip, and the nature strip had fallen away and fell, went over in the tree roots and fractured over a non-displaced fracture of the fifth metatarsal, which is the bone on the, the bone on the outs, right outside the foot. That is apparently referred to as the dancer's fracture, which is just, I love that. I'll take that. I'll have the dancer's fracture, not the old lady's fracture. Thank you very much. But apparently this is the most common with athletes and dancers, and the one that takes the longest to heal. So literally, as of last Tuesday, the Tuesday before, because it's 2 weeks as of yesterday, in a boot, no exercise for 6 weeks, no driving for 4. Oh, talk about big smack. It was interesting when I fell, and by the time we went through all this and I was going back and analysing what I was thinking of just a moment before I fell. It's really, really, really interesting. It's just, okay, I get it. I understand. So that's what's happened for most of the month. So before I go on and we're going to tell the story about this, I just want to say this is my own personal experience, our 48-hour fast. If you wish to undertake a fast, please speak to your doctor or healthcare provider to ensure it's right for you. This is not a prescriptive model. I'm just sharing my experience and what happened with us. I just want to get that right up front. But let me just share, fasting is not a new concept. As you know, it has great religious and spiritual significance. It's been around since time immemorial. Muslims practice Ramadan. I think it's through the month of February, if I remember, or March, can't remember. Christians celebrate Lent, 40 days of giving up something in preparation for Easter and the Christ arising. Also, vision quests and desert quests have been around for as long as I can remember. But also, interesting enough, Hippocrates, Plato, Socrates, Aristotle, and Galen all praise the benefits of fasting at some stage. So it's not a new concept, even though it appears to be at the moment as far as the health benefits of it. It's not. But I just want to quickly, before I move into the story, just share with you some of the health benefits. It promotes blood sugar control by reducing insulin resistance, helps fight inflammation, which is really, really important for me at this stage of my life and what I'm going through at the moment. May boost brain function and prevent neurodegenerative disorders. We have a lot of Alzheimer's in my family, and so being very aware of anything that I can do that would stave that off is really important for me at my age. And so, anything that I can do, as I said, to just ensure that I can, have some say in the outcome, whatever that turns out to be. Can increase levels of human growth hormone, HGH, and plays a role in growth of metabolism, weight loss, and muscle strength. Again, as I age, really important for me. And big one, ta-da, can delay aging, extend longevity. Now, there's not enough human trials being done on this at the moment, but the trials that they're doing currently on rats and mice have shown that delayed fasting has actually impacted on aging and extending longevity. So there's enough of those health benefits. But I want to talk more today about the spiritual benefits and the emotional benefits and what have we discovered through this process. But before I get into that, just a quick shout out to our sponsors, nascosmetics.com.au. If you are not using NAS, please check out NAS Cosmetics. For those on podcasts, it's www.nascosmetics.com.au. Jen Hines is a brilliant developer of this product. What she's created is extraordinary. It's Australian made, Australian designed, non-toxic, and just gives the best coverage. And you can just have this, sense that you're not putting chemicals on your face every time you're trying to look good. This is all natural stuff, and it lasts really well. And especially in our hot summers, especially here in Queensland, the last couple of days, which have been so high in humidity, it's been a wonderful product. So check out Naz Cosmetics. All right, let's go. First of all, there are no accidents. I know that in life. I really felt we were guided to do this, this particular fast this weekend, even though it seemed unplanned. We only made the decision literally 48 hours beforehand that we were going to. We talked about it, but we didn't really make a decision. We made a decision 48 hours before, and even up until Friday morning, I was still a little, we'll see how we go. So let's look at what happened. So I was committed to the word for the year, which is impact. And so that word for me, impact, is looking at the impact on my health and well-being, the impact on my business, the impact on our finances, impact on relationships. I'm looking at the word in this broader context. So the first 2 months of this year have really been about my physical well-being. It's interesting what's happened because of that. One, discovering that leaky gut and having, the things to solve it. So that was really important. That's been really important for me. And then we decided to have this alcohol-free month of February to see how that impacted on our health, whether that made any difference. And, look, we don't drink that much. I'd like a gin and soda at night with some lime, and we would have a glass of wine and soda with dinner. That was it. But, on the weekend, we'd go out for dinner, we'd have a bottle of wine, or, we'd go to a friend's house, take a couple of bottles of wine. So even though we weren't drinking that much, we found that sort of from Christmas, well, if truth be told, since the first lockdown, we'd actually been probably drinking more than we weren't giving ourselves a break. So that was the word. So impacts. I want to share this in the context of why this has come about. So what I've done is I'm very aware of the impact on my health in so many things. So number two, when the accident happened, accident in inverted commas, and I fractured the bone in my foot, it led to an enforced slowdown. So, I'm used to going 100 miles an hour, doing 1,000 different things. I'm up at 4:30, I'm meditating, I'm at the beach, I'm back, I'm doing my strength workout, my journaling, then I buzz around the house. I was always sitting at my desk by 8 o'clock with the kitchen cleaned and the living room cleaned and the clothes on the line and blah, 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 blah. Like just really, really on. So when this happened, I couldn't do anything. Nothing. I tried to still keep going, but, I ended up, my foot would be sore. My upper body, I've got those crutches that just sit on your elbows. My upper body was sore when I was trying to do too much. And so I had to be enforced sit down and do nothing. So how did I spend my time? So I've got a lot of audio books, and I came across one by Dave Asprey called Fast This Way. Now, I just finished reading his book, Superhuman. I thought, well, that's interesting. I might read this book. And as I read it, and he shared his story, he did a 4-day fast, a vision quest with a shaman in the desert. I thought, well, you know what? Gee, he's a big boy, you could do 4. And I don't know, I just had this kind of feeling, well, I'm not doing anything this weekend. I have to sit on the couch. There's nothing I can do. I can't go anywhere. We've had to cancel damn well everything. This would be a perfect time to trial a fast. I'm thinking, even when I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking, why am I thinking this? Why am I thinking this? Anyway, I thought, oh, well. So I said to Gerry, well, that fast, that 48-hour fast you've talked about doing all these years, and I've said, no, we got nothing on this weekend, like nothing. Do you want to trial it? Well, and it'll be a good way to finish our alcohol fast, kind of finish with a bang. And he was like, yes, let's do it. Okay, let's do it. Now, what's really interesting, I'm going to jump ahead here a little bit, but when I listened to Laurie Ladd, and for those of you who are not following her, she's brilliant. If you're not, she's on Instagram, on Facebook, and YouTube. After the weekend, I was listening to her. She does a show or a podcast every day, and she was talking about how many people in the last 4 or 5 days in particular going through massive changes, like massive changes, changing in their careers, changing the way they look at things, changes in the way their body is, the change. And I'm thinking, that's really interesting, because that's what we went through on the weekend. Like, well, I'm going to share with you the challenges in a minute, but felt like I was going through this whole process of change. And I needed to be still, Gerry and I needed to be still, and we needed to be intentional, excuse me, and we needed to be not doing anything, like not kind of messing up the system with digestion and wine or anything else. So I thought, wow, that was really interesting. That was after. So that was after. It was like, okay, that's why you did it. Okay, I'm going to talk quickly about the challenges. What are the challenges we went through? There were. Excuse me. So the challenges. I found the first day really easy, Saturday. So we had a very light dinner on Friday night. We just had a light prawn salad, and we added some watermelon, because I read that sometimes watermelon is a good way to begin a fast, and that was good. That's all we had, with some soda water. I was in bed by 8:30, maybe 9 o'clock. Oh, at the same time, I also decided to do a social media fast. So I took Instagram off my phone. I don't have Facebook on my phone anyway, but Instagram and Telegram off my phone. I thought, I'm not getting on social media for 48 hours. I thought I'll do that at the same time. I don't want to waste this time scrolling. So that's what we did. Saturday, I was fine now, because I'm used to 16:8. So I wasn't hungry at all Saturday. More it was, oh, what are we doing? You realize how much time is taken up with thinking about what you're going to have to eat the next, lunch or dinner. In fact, for some people, it's up to 13 to 15% a day of things they think about it when they're thinking about food. And then Saturday night, we allowed ourselves to watch the tennis, and it was then a bit kind of, oh, it feels odd, I didn't have, guacamole and corn chips or dip or nothing. And so that was kind of a bit odd, but I was fine. Gerry struggled the first day. He found that really difficult. He was really trying to keep himself occupied because he was quite hungry. But then on Sunday, it switched. On Sunday, I struggled. I really had a hard time Sunday morning. He sailed through it. I woke up with a hypoglycemic attack where I get quite shaky and sweaty, and I get quite angry. And part of the reason I wanted to do this was trying to break that cycle with hypoglycemia. It started when I was after I had glandular fever many years ago, and I have to be very careful sometimes that I'm eating regularly, but I wanted to see if I could blast through this. So I made myself some vegetable broth, which in hindsight I would do on the Saturday night now, because I just needed I needed salt is what I needed. So I made myself put some pink salt in my water, Himalayan salt, add a little bit of Himalayan salt to the vegetable broth, and I was fine. I was fine after that. We went shopping Sunday afternoon, did a few things, felt fine. Gerry struggled in the afternoon Sunday. He really found that difficult. So we made a dinner beautiful. We had seared tuna and tomatoes and cucumber and some sweet potato that we baked in the oven, just little strips. Couldn't get through it. Couldn't eat it. Couldn't eat it. It was just, both of us looking. I said, I'm not even hungry now. He said the same. It was like, anyway, that became our dinner last night. Anyway, what happened next was amazing. And that's what I'm going to share with you. I just want to grab this comment. Hi, Deb. Good to see you here. Let's go to the unexpected benefits. So those were the challenges. Making sure we drank enough water. Copious cups of herb tea. Copious cups of herb tea. Let me tell you, every time I was hungry, I have a cup of herb tea, and I drink a beautiful one, Higher Living, with cocoa and chili, and that was phenomenal because it just got that spice in it. So those are the challenges. Let's go on to the benefits, because by Monday, wow, I honestly could not have imagined how good I felt Monday morning. I'm still in a glow about it. It's been extraordinary. There have been real ongoing changes in our appetite. both of us have said, I'm still practicing. Monday morning, I'm intermittent fast, back again. Just ate, I made myself a salad. So I had a protein smoothie at 11, made myself a salad about 1:30 in between clients. 1 o'clock would have been between clients. I struggled to get through it. And we had dinner on Monday night, struggled to get through it again, just wasn't hungry. So that was interesting, and that's been ongoing. Even last night, we had very little meal last night, just not hungry, which is really interesting. But so much more energy. If I wasn't on crutches at the moment, I would be running to the beach. I've got up and done a workout every morning, modified my workouts. I woke up at 4:30 this morning, just wide awake. And I'm thinking, it's dark. It's really peeved me off. I can't get to the beach. Tons of energy, sleeping really well. Both of us have said really good sleep. Like I wake up feeling that I've rested, which is just really interesting because I've been monitoring my sleep lately, measuring this visceral fat. Clarity of thought is amazing, and a deeper connection to my intentions. I just feel like I've just had this clear mind, which is really extraordinary. Like we haven't been drinking for the month, no gluten, no sugar for the month, but the difference was just we're both actually just still talking about today, Wednesday morning, how much more focused we are, intentional we are. And I went through all my commitment list and I crossed off things that I had committed to that I just feel, no, I'm not going to do them anymore. And I felt really good about it. I thought, no, you know what? I'm only going to focus on 2 things at the moment. I just had this sense of real drive. It was amazing. It was just amazing. I felt more connected intuitively to understanding my clients' challenges. Like this last Monday and Tuesday, I was just getting these incredible intuitive insights, and I rely a lot on my intuition when I'm working with clients, but this was even more so. I was picking up on stuff and stories, and it was just it was quite extraordinary, and I was getting great images. But I think above all is this deep sense of achievement that we did it. It was something that was really hard. It was something like, we'd given up alcohol, as I said, we'd given up eating for 48 hours and given up social media, as I said in the Insta story before. I'm not sure which was going to be harder, giving up food or giving up social media. But there was this deep sense of achievement about it. It's like we overcame the limitations. We overcame what we didn't believe we could really do. The hunger and food are this kind of really deep primal needs, and to go without for that period of time, I just felt amazing afterwards. I've got to tell you, I just felt amazing. We recognise what a powerful month February's been for both of us, and that how much actual personal development growth we've made in the month of February through all these things. But the last one, and I think probably the biggest, is understanding what fasting really is. And it's not about food. That was the biggest aha for me. It gives you power over habits that disempower you. So while it's about food and while it's about health and while it's about, making you feel good, it actually is the catalyst for so many other things. And, I recognize fasting doesn't have to be about food. It could be that you decide to go without social media for a month. It could be that you decide that you're going to drink water for a month and go without alcohol. It could be for a few days you're going to watch the words that you say, which is the show I was going to do today, but we'll do next week. It's about taking something in your life that's disempowering and having the tenacity and the vision and the motivation to say, I'm going to change it. I think that's been more powerful than anything else, is that fasting's not just about food. It's about looking at areas in your life and deciding that you're going to have control over your habits. You are not going to let your thought process, your belief processes take over to achieve something. Because there was a time on Sunday morning when I thought, especially when I was going through this hypoglycemic attack, I thought, oh, maybe I'll just have something to eat. And there was a part of me went, I'm going to let myself down if I do this. If I don't just intuitively walk because I was Googling, what to do if that happens. And up came, vegetable broth or beef broth, but, some Himalayan salt in it. And it did, it fixed it, it was fine. But I just had this sense that if I'd given up 48 too early than the 40 hours, I'd be disappointed in myself. I just had that gut feeling. And can I just say, whether you choose to fast through food or whether you choose to fast through something else, give up wine, give up sugar, give up chocolate, give up words that you say that disempower you, wherever that is, it's the sense of accomplishment and motivation and empowerment that comes from it that's actually really important. That's what I got out of this. It was hard. It was hard. Anybody tells me that 40-hour fast is easy, smack them in the head. It was hard. It was really hard. And I said on Sunday night, I am never doing this again. I'm never doing this again. Not doing it. But now, probably. I think we will do it again. We're talking about once every 3 months, maybe. I wouldn't do it every month. There's a lot of people that do it every month. I wouldn't do it every month. What I would change, I wouldn't stay on the couch. I would want to do light things, like, I would have liked to have cleaned the garage out of our storage shed downstairs. I'd like to have gone through our photos, but I couldn't, get the photo albums out and sit in the ground. And I couldn't do any of that. I was actually stuck on the couch. I would make sure that I would have those types of things to do because the time went really slowly. I read a book in a day, which then annoyed me because I couldn't find a good personal development book I like, so I ended up just getting a trivial non-fiction book. I thought Dawn French, that would be interesting, but it was just a typical, predictable. I could have gone straight to the last chapter and figure it out. Let me just have a look at these comments, Deb. Yep. Yeah, the spice, Deb. Yeah, that really helped. Yeah, keep activities to do. Absolutely. That was hard. I found that I should have had something to do. And we didn't want to do screen time other than watching the tennis. So that actually was good on Saturday night, that the tennis kind of, the girls' match kept us occupied and then went straight to bed. But yeah, I would make sure I'm doing something while I'm doing it. So big question, will we do it again? Yeah, I think so. I think we are feeling so good. I would definitely do it again. But as I said, trashy novel, Deb, that's exactly right, a trashy novel, and I don't like trashy novels. I never liked them, and I don't know why I ate it. It's like watch. I mean, the whole reason was, that I thought I'm not going to watch Netflix because that's just trashy, and I got the book and I annoyed myself. So I wouldn't do that again. I would do it again. I would get 2 or 3 personal development books. I'd order them ahead. I couldn't get one at the bookshop just close to us. There was just nothing there I hadn't read before, and nothing jumped out at me. So, but yeah. So listen, if you let me know, would you and not have an ankle issue? Yeah, exactly. But big little taps and big slaps for February. Obviously, I needed to listen. Obviously, I needed to stop. And I wouldn't have done it if this hadn't happened. I mean, just quite honestly, I would not have done it. Not in a million years. Because I would have been things to do. So I got to be at the beach, do my big workout on a Saturday. And we, Gerry and I like to go for brunch on a Saturday. And And, we ended up down shopping. And then we would have gone coffee in the afternoon. And, we would have been out with friends. And, so I would have done a lot. And so it was really good. I really believe in timing. Timing's everything. And we needed to do this. As I said, I am not a healthcare expect, I'm not a doctor. If you choose to do fasting, please read up on it, have a chat to your own doctor or healthcare provider to see if it's right for you. May not be right for you, but it was something that we really enjoyed. And now that it's over, like childbirth, really, right? Enjoyed it, now it's over. But just a reminder, you can access the masterclass still. It's still here. It's www.sallythibault.com.au/masterclass. Find out more about the new self-coaching online program starting Monday the 1st of March. The new online self-coaching Stronger, Leaner, Lighter program starts 1st of March. Have a wonderful day, everybody. I've gone way over time today. Thanks for being on. Thanks for listening to the story. Let me know if you have any questions about fasting or any other, questions about it, and I'm happy to answer. As I said, I always said no. I'd always said no, and I'm so glad I listened to my intuition this time. I am so glad, because it truly has been just an absolute wonderful experience. With that, you're welcome, Deb. You're welcome. And with that, I shall see you next week, same time on the Stronger, Leaner, Lighter show. We're going to be talking about power of weasel words. So look forward to that. Until next time, see you then.